Our history begins on Wednesday, 26th of February, 1890. The preacher Sivert Yarder was deeply inspired by the China Inland Mission founded by James Hudson Taylor in 1865. Yarder visited a group of younger women in Bergen who had started a small mission society. Every year, 12 million Chinese die without having heard the gospel, he preached. This moved the women in Bergen. They mobilized, and a week later they formed a committee of 7 men dedicated to mission work in China. The Lutheran China Mission Society was formally founded on the 18th of May 1891. On the 29th of September that same year, the first 8 missionaries left Norway for China via England and the USA. Among them were Johannes Brandtzæg, Ludvig Jonsson and Bettina Oresta. In the summer of 1900, the missionaries were informed that the capital Beijing was in a state of anarchy. The so-called Boxer Rebellion had started. Missions were burnt to the ground, thousands of Chinese Christians were killed, and the missionaries were evacuated. Despite this difficult time of persecution, the mission experienced progress and growth in both Norway and China. Brandtzæg returned to Norway and became the China Mission Society's first Secretary General. In 1902, our missionaries began to return to China. The work was expanded and small groups of Christians formed and grew. That year, 600 Chinese were baptized by our missionaries. In the following decades, China experienced great political turmoil, and during the Second World War, the country was partially occupied by Japan. A dramatic turning point came in 1949. The communists, led by Mao Zedong, came to power in China. The missionaries wanted to stay, but this became impossible. During 1950, all missionaries were forced to evacuate. These were uncertain times, but the decision was made to go to other countries, and a new flame was lit. The name was changed to the Norwegian Lutheran Mission, NLM, and gradually the gospel of Jesus was spread to other countries around the world. Since then, NLM's missionaries have worked tirelessly to spread the gospel, with a primary focus on some of the world's least reached people groups. The work is constantly changing and requires professional skills, linguistic expertise, and cultural competence. Our missionaries work to strengthen children's rights, improve health, and secure access to clean water. They give people with physical and mental disabilities better lives, strengthen local communities, and provide children and youth with a good foundation for education and adulthood. Some of them train church leaders and equip them for mission. Others witness to individuals who have never heard about Jesus. Some work among Muslim people groups and in areas where traditional mission work is difficult or impossible. And in Norway, hundreds of teachers provide students with a safe and happy school environment. Preachers preach the gospel all around the country, and even in Norway, we have missionaries who tell unreached people groups about Jesus. More than 1,500 employees and thousands of volunteers work together to proclaim God's kingdom all around the world. Through NLM's work, people the world over get new hope, new knowledge, and a better quality of life. History shows us that God has used NLM. How does God want to use you? Join us in reaching the world for Christ.